that many people. But if you give somebody a modern, you give him a semi-automatic weapon, he could kill like dozens of people in a matter of seconds. Alright? So that is the problem with the modern, is that it could easily be used for the wrong purposes. And it is more effective, obviously, but then it can be easily used for the wrong purposes and used to cause more harm for society. So what I'm saying is that even though traditional may not, the technique-wise and all stuff, may not be as practical, it's more safe, it's more peaceful, and it ultimately is better off for society than the modern. You know, so the modern is something that's dangerous, more lethal, and something where it needs to be handled correctly when placed in somebody, you know, within somebody's hands or whatever. So that's the problem with the modern. And so there's problems with both ends, you know, and they have to be really balanced, I believe, where you have to retain the culture and the respectability, you know, the respect, and then the honor, the courage, and just the good qualities and the good characteristics, and basically the integrity of the traditional. Combine it with the modern, not just to have the modern fighting and nothing else, okay? Because that's going to be more destructive for society. So even though, you know, that's what I'm attempting to do. If I claimed and all I practiced was traditional martial arts, you know, the people that are strictly in it to learn it for practical reasons and to learn to see what's effective, they would probably more than likely discard what I have to learn and label it as non-effective, label it as just choreographed dancing, label it as just, you know, not even effective and just garbage. So I am, you know, I transformed it into something modern where, you know, they can't say that it's not effective because it is effective, and they can't say that it doesn't work and that it's garbage. I mean, this is real deal, straightforward, in-your-face technique that is scientifically proven to be effective. You know, this is, you know, it's like saying a semi-automatic handgun can't hurt anybody. That's not true. It could definitely hurt people. And so this modern works, but at the same time, I strive to aim to educate them as far as to develop the proper mentality and the proper mindset of expressing the art in which to be fully balanced, and place this dangerous weapon into the right hands, into somebody that's going to use it in the right ways. So I'm kind of trying to combine the traditional, the mentality, the respect, the integrity, the humbleness, the modesty, with the modern effectiveness of technique. So combining the two, not discarding either or. Alright? So that's what I aim to do with the modern, is to combine the two. Alright? Books I recommend, there's a lot of books. I made like maybe 4 videos. You know, you can check my playlist for books and movies that I recommend. I made videos with the recommendations. I also have on my main page, my channel, if you look in the channel, in the description section of where labeled books, there's a list of books that I recommend, or that pretty much all the books, most of the books that I read. And then there's movies that I recommend, documentaries that I recommend on that channel as well. There's a link on my channel that will direct you to a website that will ship you free books on, to educate you on Buddhism and the Buddha. There's also like a link on my channel that has that will link you to free movies that you could watch online, and also another link that will link you to free documentaries that you could watch online. Alright. But as far as like some quick books that I can mention in this video really quick that I recommend, which will give you a good start off, is one of them is The Artist of Life. That one's by Bruce Lee. Another one's called The Tao Te Ching by Lao-Tzu. Another one called The Tortoise Psychology of Being by Abraham Maslow. Another one called The Art of Love by Erich Fromm. Another one called The Book of Life by J. Krishnamurti. Another one called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Another one called The Gift of Shyness by, I think his name is Dr. Alexander Avila or something like that. And then there's another book called Tao Zen Buddha Tantra. That one's by Osho, O-S-H-O. Okay. Movies I recommend, I could just name some off really quick right now. A Peaceful Warrior, that's one. Number 2 is Fearless with Jet Li. Number 3 is IP Man, Yip Man, by starring Donnie Yen. Another one, Training Day, starring Denzel Washington. Another one called Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe. Godfather, 1, 2, and 3 is good, but number 1 is the best, starring Al Pacino. Another one called Fight Club, starring Brad Pitt, Edward Norton. Another one called American History X, starring Edward Norton as well. Another one called Family Man, starring Nicolas Cage. Another one called Joy Luck Club. Another one called Good Will Hunting. Okay. Websites I recommend, the YouTube channel for Osho. I have a link on there. I have a link on my main page that will lead you to it. It's the Osho, O-S-H-O. He has his own channel. I recommend his website highly. That will definitely give you a better understanding of life. Alright, advice for people who want to try martial arts on their own. Alright, first off, I recommend that everybody reads all of Bruce Lee's books. Anything that you can find on Bruce Lee, especially stuff that has been edited by John Little. I recommend that you read all of everything. Get you understanding of the mentality of the martial arts, the proper mental state. Right? With that in mind, then if you have a decent martial arts school in your area, then I guess you could join and learn the foundation, I guess. Establish some type of foundation. Even if it's a traditional martial art, it's fine, whatever. But you need some type of foundation. Alright. If you do not want to join a martial arts school, which is perfectly fine, you can still do it. As far as there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of stuff you can learn online. But I recommend to get in shape first, so read all the Bruce Lee books, exercise, get in shape. Alright, that's the foundation. Alright, once you exercise, get in shape, you read all the Bruce Lee books, follow his way of training to become a martial artist. Because there's different ways to train physically. Like, if you want to be a martial artist, then you got to train a specific way. Not like a football player, not like a power lifter, not like a tennis player. You got to train a specific way. So follow his way. You know, Bruce Lee, he has books out there that will teach you how to train a certain way. He also has books out there that will teach you some basic techniques. It's in a book format, some pictures and all that stuff. It's a little bit harder, but he will give you some good foundation to start off with. So you can learn from that. Learn from that and then get fit. And then once you get to that point, you could pretty much purchase all Bruce Lee books. I mean movies. Watch all his movies. Watch his techniques in his movies. Alright, how he performs the techniques. You could put in slow motion, stuff like that if you want. Look at the technique.